Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Welcome if you're new, and happy Easter. We are filming this on Easter, so hopefully you had a blessed day.
Yep.
And a happy Easter. This Motorhome Monday is an update, 6-month update for us owning our RV. We realized that we have owned our RV for 6 months this month. So we wanted to kind of go over some stuff about our RV, things we love, things we hate, things we've done, things we need to do, things like that. So that's what we're going to talk about on this Motorhome Monday.
But before we get into that, we want to say a couple things. First of all, congratulations to our RV godparents, Dan and Jen, on their purchase of their new home. Congratulations, guys. We're really excited for you guys. And
I'm sorry, Jonathan just made you feel old, Dan and Jen.
No.
I apologize. You're not our godparents. It
No.
makes you old.
You don't have to be old to be godparents.
Yeah, okay.
I've told them before that there are RV godparents. So we are really excited for you guys and to come by and visit Casa de McMartin at some point. So,
But we will call.
Yeah, definitely.
Way ahead of time to get on the schedule.
Yeah, we know you guys are keeping a book and a log of who's going to be in the neighborhood
And how many times you're allowed, and
yeah, exactly.
So we want to make sure and schedule that with you guys.
Yeah. And second, to my extended family, Randy, Kathy, and Joshua, wish you guys a safe trip. They are on their way to California from North Carolina, so we hope to see you guys soon. And like I said, safe travels. So, but that's it. Let's get into this 6-month RV update.
We've had the RV 6 months. We've taken it on multiple road trips. We've been through, we've stayed in 4 states, been through a couple others, driven through a couple others, but didn't stay there, so they don't count on our map. But so far, as of today, Easter Sunday, we have driven the RV 5,582 miles. Which, when I told Jonathan that today, his first thought was, oh crap, we need an oil change.
Yeah, I think that specific engine, it wants an oil change between 5,000 and 7,000 miles, so I think it's just about time to go take it in. So.
Oh. Okay, and then the things that we've done in the motorhome, if you guys have been following us, then you saw we did kind of a small walkthrough I did of the RV a couple weeks ago on a Motorhome Monday, but we installed the solar. Mm-hmm. Well, not we, Jonathan and Carlos. Thank you, Carlos. Installed the solar.
Twice. Well,
once, and then we lost that solar panel. I'll connect that video if you're wondering how we lost a solar panel on the highway.
Yep, so 660 watts of solar, 200 amp hours of Battleborn lithium batteries, Victron MPPT charger for the solar, and a Victron 3000 watt inverter with a smart shunt BVM. All of that installed into the motorhome. I wouldn't do anything different. I even say that now, knowing that I could probably find better deals on batteries other than the Battleborns. But still, for what I have, for right now at least, until I do a little bit more research, still wouldn't change anything. I think it's actually been a very, very good system.
We finished what we call the toilet room, because the toilet and shower are separate. So that room is finished, except that we had a little issue on the last trip with the wallpaper on one part of the wall that I have to re-wallpaper. Not really a big deal, but we had been in 9-degree temperatures and then up into the 80s with humidity, and I think just that one, for whatever reason, that one section of wallpaper came off. So I'm going to be redoing that. We did, we painted the entire interior. You guys have seen that on their updates.
Yep.
So other than touching up a few paint spots, that's done. And we did the overhead cab bed, that's done. And we did a lot of other projects, but we talked about those in our last Motorhome Monday update, so I'm not going to keep going into those. But those are the things we finished.
Yeah.
The things that we need to do, We need to do the graphics on the outside. We pretty much know what we're going to do. Now it's just a question of getting them done. And we're going to do them ourselves, not a problem, except that we would have to be doing it on the street here, which, again, not a problem because you can move the RV from one side of the street to the other and do the opposite side so you're not on the street side. But the downside of that is dust, stuff flying around. So, and you don't want to be interrupted. So that we're working on getting the graphics done. And
yeah, we've got a couple ideas for that as far as application. Like I said, we can do it here, but I also have some friends with some shops that have said, hey, you can always come work here if you need. And actually, one of my friends does do graphics work, so I may hit him up and not just ask him for his shop, but maybe he might be willing to help me out a little bit. You know who you are.
okay, the shower, I am now considering, after seeing someone else that renovated an RV, which is the same floor plan as ours, I'm thinking I want to redo our shower now, which means I will have to tear it apart and retile with actual tile the shower, which is not a problem. I know how to do it. My only concern is the weight of the tile.
Yeah.
So it's a small shower. It won't take a ton of tile, but there's still weight there. So if any of you guys have used real tile in your showers, if you've done a rental, let us know. Like, what did you use? What are your thoughts and comments on us redoing the shower in with real tile and grout?
Yeah, because that plastic, fiberglass, whatever it is, that shower pan is
It's just
gross.
ugly.
Yeah.
It also takes a couple inches of space away from the shower because it pops out a little bit. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it's not a big, in like a house shower, that wouldn't be a big deal. But, in an RV shower,
It's
every
tight.
every inch counts in the size of the elbow room.
Yeah.
We're going to create storage under our couch. Currently, it's a, what do you call that couch?
It's like a
What do you call this kind of couches?
It's kind of like a futon type couch, but it's just a fold-out couch.
Yeah, there's a name for it. I can't think of it. But there's nothing under it. And so we can create storage. We're just going to have to create on the front. We're going to have to create.
So basically, what we need to do is we need to take off the front facade piece that's underneath the front of the couch.
Because it's really thin.
Yeah, we're going to have to, it's basically Luan or 16th inch ply or something like
Yeah.
that. So we're going to pull that off, and then we're going to create some framework. And then Lynn and I haven't really decided whether it's going to be doors, whether it's going to be some kind of a slide-out drawer, whatever. But something, just because that is dead space down there that we could be using for
storage.
a ton of storage.
Yeah,
So-
and it's just empty down there, but you can't get to it when you go to move the couch, it's not safe. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way, to put your arm between the couch and the thing when it's just kind of halfway up.
Yeah.
So we're going to create cabinets under there.
Yeah.
Which we just realized that on our last road trip that would be something that we could pretty easily do. Other than that, it's just touch-ups, paint touch-ups here and there, caulking here and there, and trim. And then I also need to clear coat or seal the kitchen cabinets. I guess that's it. I mean, I figure it's always like a house. We're always going to find things we want to redo or find a better way to do them.
Yep.
We've done that already. We've changed a couple things already that we thought would work, or that we thought we would like, and changed them around a little bit. So I'm sure that's always going to be a thing. So I don't know that it'll ever be 100% done.
Yep.
But we're getting there.
Yeah, and every time we go take a trip, it kind of like, oh, there's another thing.
Or we could do that better. Or why did we do this? Or
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yep. So that is our 6-month update of what we've done now.
Which means, if you think about the mileage, that means we are not part-time RVers. We are, I would
Almost.
say, half-time RVers.
It's 1,000 miles, almost 1,000 miles a month.
Right. And, well, actually, it's going to be more because the actual date that we bought the RV was the middle of October, and we're going on another trip. So
Yeah.
actually, it'll be about 1,000 miles a month. And so we're more, even though we do have a place to live other than the RV, we are pretty much almost full-time, half-time
Yeah.
RVers.
Yeah. Yeah, because we have been out almost 50% of the year. So
Yeah.
of this calendar year.
Yep. I've been
So-
tracking the dates that we've been traveling in. Like January, we traveled 17 days.
Yeah.
March we traveled 14 days. I forgot February, but yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
If you have any questions about our reno or updates, we're going to do a complete walkthrough when things are more done.
Yeah.
But for now, if you have any questions, comments, let us know. And especially let us know what you think about the shower.
Yeah.
And tiling the shower with actual real tile and grout. Because I don't have a problem doing it. I'm just worried about the weight.
So now we're going to talk about some things that we love and some things that we hate. Not just about our RV, but RV life.
I don't know if we have these. We don't have them numbered, so let's just go.
Yeah.
One thing that neither one of us, especially Jonathan, likes is moving the Blackstone.
Yeah, getting the Blackstone in and out of the little storage compartment in the back, it's kind of a pain. So I have to come up with a better solution for that.
Any suggestions out there, you guys, with the big Blackstones on how you get them in and out?
Yeah, we have the tailgater combo, so it's got the grill box on the left and then the griddle on the right. So if anybody has any bright ideas on how to do that, I've looked for the bags, like the carry bag, and I haven't been able to find it. So
yeah, so any suggestions would be helpful. I don't like the refrigerator. Not the size of it. The size of the refrigerator is fine for what we're doing. It's that it doesn't get as cold as a regular refrigerator, and so sometimes I'm not sure if food is actually still good or not good because it doesn't feel to me like the temperature that it should be, and it worries me sometimes when we go to make dinner or something and something's not as cold as you think it should have been, like meat or things like that. So that really bothers me because it's not as cold as I think it should be.
Yeah, and I keep a temperature gauge in both the freezer and the refrigerator just so we can kind of see the highs and lows. And the freezer does stay just above 0 degrees. It's usually about 4 degrees, 5 degrees, which is still frozen. But the refrigerator is definitely not 32 degrees. Sometimes it'll creep up to 37 and 39 degrees. So we try to, what I try to do is meats and stuff like that, I try to put in the freezer for a little while just to bring their temperature down. And then we put them in the fridge just before, like the day before we go to use it. So.
Yeah, so any suggestions there from you RVers, that would also be helpful. I hate my seat. My seat is super uncomfortable in the front. We have a pad on it that helps a little bit, but the seat doesn't recline at all because the couch is behind me. Unlike Jonathan's seat where we were able to take out the back of the dinette seat, he can now move his seat back because we took the backing out. On mine, you can't do anything because of the couch. And so for long travel days, anything more than, 3 hours, it's really uncomfortable. So there's nothing I can do. We've tried like those backrest things where you put like for your lower back, I have a cushion on the seat, which helps. But
and I've looked at seat replacement options, but wow, those are really expensive.
And part of the problem is I'm 5'11", and so when you're sitting and you're not in a driver's seat and you're sitting for that long, it's hard to, my legs are long and I'm tall, and so it's hard to get comfortable. If I was shorter, maybe it would be more comfortable, but there's nothing we can do. It is what it is, but that's just a little.
Yeah.
I can always go sit in the back with the dogs, which I do quite a bit. Something I love our kitchen. A lot of people say, oh my God, that kitchen's so small. How do you do anything in that kitchen? We haven't had any issues other than me splashing water everywhere when I'm doing dishes because the sink's so small.
Well, it's so small, and then it's under the cabinet, and it's like deep into the countertop. So that's
another tall
weird.
person problem.
Yeah.
I hit my head a lot of times on the cabinets above. I hit my head while I'm doing dishes because I'm tall.
Yeah.
But I do love the kitchen. The cabinet space is perfect for us. We have no issue with storing the dishes, cups, cookware, any of that. So far so good.
Yep. And Lynn is I'm trying to convince her, and it's not going to take too much convincing, but I want her to do a series on cooking things in the motorhome because she has made some of the most amazing things just in our last couple trips. Like everything from chili from scratch, Was it chili or what did you do? Yeah, it was chili.
Chili.
Yeah, we did chili from scratch. She made some really cool like s'mores things. If you follow us on Instagram, you saw the waffle s'mores. So it's stuff like that. So maybe one of these Fridays we'll get her to do some recipes.
Okay.
In the kitchen with Lynn, huh?
I can
There
show
we
you
go.
all the things you can do with a waffle maker that you didn't know you could do. Another thing that we don't like is the shower. The size of it's fine. We need to replace the handles. They are completely stripped when we
Yeah.
got it, so we need to replace the handles hot and cold, which is not going to be a problem. That's easy to do. But the issue that with the shower is the hot water runs out so quick that if you want to take, a hot shower, which he likes really hot showers, you have maybe 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You got to be quick.
Yeah, and that is more of an issue of the hot water heater. Our hot water heater doesn't have dual element, so it is propane only, which means that it doesn't have the 120 volt electrical element in it. So when we're hooked up to power, it only runs on propane.
It doesn't help when you're hooked up to power.
Right.
It's
So
the same.
there's no extra heating element in there. So it's kind of a bummer. It does run out kind of quick, but I've gotten really good at taking Navy showers. So
And so far, we've had really good RV park showers too.
Yeah.
So, so far so good.
yeah, it's not great. It is very tight.
It's usable.
But it's definitely usable.
It's usable. It's just not, what
Yeah.
we would love to have.
Yeah.
Hot water, I already said.
Yeah. And that even goes for like cooking.
Dishes,
doing dishes, stuff like that.
I can't get through a whole load of dishes with hot water. I know a lot of you say, and a lot of people say, oh, I wash my dishes with cold water. That grosses me out because I feel like they don't get clean with cold water. Maybe that's just old school, but the hot water is an issue.
Yeah.
Let's see. The size of the RV is perfect.
Yeah.
I thought when we got it, I was thinking, oh, I don't know. We really wanted it and we liked it, but I thought, for a week-long stay somewhere or something, it was going to feel just like being in a closet. It was going to be too small because it's only 30 feet, and it hasn't felt like that at all.
No, actually, it to be completely honest, it doesn't. The size doesn't bother me at all. Like everybody says, oh, don't you wish you had like slide outs or something like that? No, actually, it's not bad. And the fact that the space is the same when we're driving down the road versus when we get parked and there's like no slide outs to put out or anything.
Or slide outs to break.
That too. It's not all that bad. So it's a great starter RV for us. So
Internet. It's a universal RVer's issue.
Yeah.
The internet. There's we've done all the things. I don't really know what we've done.
Yeah. For internet, basically we have two options. We have an external antenna for Wi-Fi that I put up so that we can get the park Wi-Fi's, or if we're somewhere where there's public Wi-Fi, we can get onto that.
If it's usable.
If it's usable.
It's
And
not always
that's
usable.
the big thing, is it's not always usable. So there's the antenna outside. It's an access point outside that feeds an access point inside that does secure Wi-Fi inside the coach for us while we're traveling. That works, again, if there's good Wi-Fi around, because I can take the signal from outside and bring it in. If there's no good Wi-Fi outside, then of course we have our hotspots. We have, unfortunately, we did not get lucky to be one of those grandfather plans from Verizon or anywhere like that. And we are not traveling enough right now to justify going to like one of the Nomad internets or one of those other, services. But we are pretty lucky. We do have a 100 gig Sprint internet device. And I've also got my phone on AT&T FirstNet with unlimited internet. So if I want to connect my phone as a hotspot or the Sprint puck as a hotspot, we have now AT&T and Sprint that is T-Mobile. So if worse comes to worse, we can always do that. So
Yeah. So far it's been, we're not trying to work on the road though,
No.
so that's a big thing.
we have done a little bit of work, but not really. Yeah, we're not full-time working.
Yeah, we're not trying to work, all day on
Yeah.
the internet, and so it's been usable.
Yeah, most of the time we're just watching YouTube.
Yeah. Our bed is both of our favorite things. What we
So
did when we
good.
got the RV, we were going to just get a new mattress completely. But ultimately, we decided to keep the mattress that was in there. We cleaned it really well. It has a mattress cover. We left that actual airtight, I don't think it's airtight, but like watertight cover on there.
It's vinyl or something like that.
And cleaned it with rubbing alcohol and just to make sure it was pristinely clean. Then we got a 4-inch memory foam topper. And oh my God, that bed is so comfortable.
Yeah, when we went on
it's not what we thought.
No, when we went on the first trip to Texas, when we were on our way back, I told Lynn, I said we need to get one of these for the house because otherwise I'm just gonna keep sleeping in the RV.
Yeah, it's so comfortable, and it's badly comfortable because you don't want to get out of bed.
Yeah. And I mean,
see.
the size of the bed, it's kind of like it's a short.
It's a
queen.
RV queen.
Yeah.
They call it.
But.
So our feet do
yeah,
kind of hang off the end because we're tall, but
yeah, and even with the dogs on the bed, it doesn't bother me.
It's so
not
comfortable.
Bad. Yeah. So.
I like the fact that when the dogs, if I'm tired and my seat's uncomfortable, that I can go in the back and sit with the dogs. There's been a few times when we're traveling way too many hours, and I'll just lay on we usually put the bed flat for the dogs so their dog beds can be on there, and I'll grab my pillow from the back and I'll actually go to sleep with the dogs in the back while Jonathan's driving. If it's really bothering me too much.
And by the bed, we're talking about the couch.
Yeah.
We'll fold the couch down into a bed.
And then I've fallen asleep back there with the dogs plenty of times, and it helps because if my back's bothering me from sitting in that seat, then I can lay flat and, give my back a rest. And so that's been nice. Easy hookup and takedown.
Yeah.
It literally takes us 10, like we talked about this a couple weeks ago, it takes us 10, 20 minutes to hook up or take down. Completely. So,
yeah, it is super quick because we have basically just our 3 connections. We have sewer, water, and power.
Yep.
And no slide outs, nothing to worry about.
We don't put up a bunch of tchotchkes and stuff outside. We do have a rug. We've only used it once, and that was because we were in the same place for a week.
Yeah.
But other than that, the other place we've stayed have had very clean concrete pads right outside our door, so we haven't used the rug. And we don't have any of that other stuff to put out.
Yeah, it's actually kind of nice how fast we can get up and down. And our coach also doesn't have any kind of leveling jacks or anything like that, so there's no leveling and all that other stuff.
And we've been everywhere, knock on wood, everywhere we've been level.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, the way that we can tell if we're level, obviously you can use a level, but the way we can tell is if you put water on our counter in the kitchen, it will roll one way or the other based on especially when I'm doing dishes, it'll roll this way or this way, depending on which way we're not level, and that's how we can tell.
So literally sometimes if I'm not sure, I'll just take a little scoop of water in my hand and just pour it on the counter and just sit there and look at it and go, okay, no, we're good because it's not going anywhere. Then take a towel and wipe it down.
Yeah.
So, very sophisticated.
Yeah, we're very high tech around here.
You'd think the guy that does all the tech stuff for a living would have a better solution, but no.
It works. What do they say?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So it works. The last thing that bothers me, and this is because I come from I'm a mechanic's daughter, the way that this engine revs and doesn't switch gears when you're going uphill, or all of a sudden you're going downhill and all of a sudden it downshifts really hard, or it's revving so much and you're like, okay, switch gears, and you're waiting and it's just like up the hill. That kind of stuff makes me crazy.
Yeah, I have seen people post in like IRV2 forums and stuff like that about boxes that you can put on there that adjust the performance and the shift patterns and and all of that other stuff. I don't really know. Like, I haven't read anybody either raving or completely opposed to it. Either way, if anybody has an E450 chassis, tell us what your thoughts are on that.
Because there's times when I'll say to him, he's driving and the engine's just as high as it can go, and it's not downshifting, it's not shifting at all, and you feel like, okay, there's definitely something wrong with the transmission, there's something wrong somewhere.
But it's not. That's
and it's
just
not
the
that,
shift
it's
patterns.
just the way that it is. And at first, I honestly thought that for when we drove to Texas, I told him, we need to take this to a mechanic when we get back and see what's wrong with this. Because I'm not going to do it on the street. And so we'll take it to our regular mechanic and let him look at it and see what the heck's going on. Then I realized after we traveled to all those states that it's just that engine. So I don't know if you guys have any suggestions. If, like Jonathan said, if you have an E450 and you know anything about, what something we can do to...
Yeah, if you guys have any idea on any of those performance boxes or whatever, I forget what they're called. You know what I'm talking about if you have one. If you have any idea about those, if you have any, recommendation one way or the other, let us know, because that is actually one of the things that does bother me sometimes is the shift pattern. And, when we're going downhill and it all of a sudden shifts into a lower gear and it will hard shift.
Oh, yeah. The whole coach kind of goes like, whoa.
Yeah. So, and I know it all has to do with the tow haul mode. And I know that everybody says, pretty much leave that on as much as you can. But, I don't know. If you have any ideas, let us know.
If you have, the same engine, any suggestions, comment down below, because we'd love to hear them.
Yeah.
Where we're at, we're 6 months in. We love the RV. We're gonna work on it more. We still haven't heard anything from Disneyland, so we're both still furloughed officially. Just waiting for the phone calls. That's all we can do, right?
Yeah.
So, and for those of you who have asked via Instagram and text messages and emails and friends and family, no, we cannot sign anyone in. So we won't be able to get you guys in when Disney opens. Just putting that out there for all of you guys that have asked. No, we cannot sign you in.
Yeah. I don't
we're
know.
not even sure we'll be able to get in as employees because the way it's looking, it's a reservation. It's going to be a reservation system, and I don't think we could even get in ourselves without a reservation. But for sure, we're not going to be able to sign you in for the foreseeable future. I guess that's it for this Motorhome Monday. Again, we hope you had a blessed Easter. Next week, it's Motorhome Monday.
I'm going to talk about some of the maintenance items that I've done on the motorhome. Now, you guys know I went to Texas and I became an RV tech, and there's been some things that I have learned at that class which caused me to rethink some of the maintenance things we do on our coach. And there's some products and things that I'm going to talk to you guys about that we've had some really good luck with, and I want to make sure you guys are aware.
Hashtag not sponsored anything.
Not sponsored on anything. But I do...
Just things we've found.
Yeah, I do want to share some great information with you guys because we had some problems with our coach, and these things definitely took care of it. So we'll talk about those kinds of things later next week.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We do appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We would love to have you as part of our YouTube family. And I guess that's it. So stay safe, stay healthy.
Stay positive, test negative.
Have a great week. Bye.